Good morning, students. Today we will start a next chapter 10, that is direct and inverse proportion. In your 6th class you already studied about the proportion, which is a statement in which the two ratios are equal. Now the proportion, it has two types. One is direct proportion and another one is inverse proportion. In the first exercise, we will solve the sums related to direct proportion. And in the second exercise of 10th chapter, we will solve the sums related to inverse proportion. Now let us discuss what is direct proportion. Direct proportion, these are the two quantities related in such a manner that an increase in one result in a corresponding increase in another, or decrease in one results in corresponding decrease in another. They are said to be in direct proportion. In our daily life, there are so many situations which are based on the direct proportion beta. The first example, it is more articles will cost more. For example, if you buy some pens, right? If the cost of the one pen beta, it is 10 rupees. And if you have to buy the 10 pens, then you multiply 10 into 10. It means whenever you increase the quantity of the pen, its cost also increases. This is your direct proportion. If you decrease the quantity of pen, that if you buy rather than 10 pen, if you want to buy 5 pens only, then its cost is 50. Right? So these types of variations or these type of proportion, these are the direct proportion. Second example is more is the distance covered, more is the petrol consumed by it. Whenever you go from one place to another, you know you need the petrol, right? In order to drive some vehicle. And if you have to cover the more distance, then you know the more petrol is required. So this type of variation, it is a direct variation. And third example is more is the money deposited in the bank, then more is the interest. If you deposit more money, then more interest you will get. And if you deposit the less money, then less interest you will get. So this type of variation in which the result in one quantity gives us the change in another quantity. That is your direct proportion, right? In other words, if x and y varies directly, then ratio of x over y, it is equal to k. Where k is a positive constant. By using this relation, x over y equals to k, we will solve the exercise 10.1. Exercise 10.1, and the sum number 1 is, from the following tables find x and y, they are in direct proportion or not. If yes, then find the constant of variation, right? The first part is, when the table is given to you, x over y. Right, we find the ratio of each column. Let us take it 1, let us take it 2nd, and let us take it 3rd. Now we find the ratio. The first one is your x over y, 35 over 5. Then we find the simplest ratio by doing it static. Right? This is 5 ones and 5 7. This is 7 over 1. In second column, the ratio x over y, it is 84 over 12. And you know, 12 ones are 12 7. It is again 7 over 1. But in third column, x over y, it is 42 over 8. Now, when we convert it into the simplest ratio, we doesn't get the value 7. Now it goes in the table of 2. 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, and 2 1s. It is 21 over 4. Now from these three ratios, we find that first ratio it is equal to second ratio, but third one is not equal. So we write down the 35 over 5, it is equal to 84 over 12, but it is not equal to 42 over 8. So, these are not in direct relation. These are not in direct proportion. Now, come to the second part. In the second part, again we find the ratio of each column. Let us take it 1, second and third. Now, x over y, it is 16 over 36. Now do the cutting of these two. 4 nines are and 4 4. Because this is 4 over 9. Now I take the second ratio, that is 28 over 63. Now again I will do the cutting. 7 nines are and 7 4. It is again 4 over 9. Now the third one is here 60 over 135. Because it is divisible by 15. 15 fours are and 15 nines are. So again its ratio is 4 over 9. So you will write yes, these are in a direct proportion. Yes, these are in direct proportion. Because 16 over 36, it is equal to 28 over 63. It is equal to 60 over 135. Ratio of each one is 4 over 9. So, constant of variation. So, constant of variation, it is 4 over 9. This is your beta first sum. Sum number 2 is complete the following table if x and y are in direct proportion. Beta, you everybody know in direct proportion x over y, it is a constant, or x over y, it remains the same, right? Now first of all, I will take, we have to find these values which are the missing in this table. Let us take it x1, it is x2, and in the y side let us take it be y1. Now we know in direct proportion x over y, it remains the same. So I will find the x over y from the second column, 16 over 72. First of all, converting into the simplest ratio. We divide it with the table 4 4s are 16, 4 1s are 4, 5 6 7, 4 8s are 32. Again it is divisible by 2, 2 2s are 4 and 2 9s. So we get the ratio, that is 2 over 9. Now we equate this ratio with each one of these tables and find the corresponding values of x1, x2 and y1. Let us equate first of all first and second ratio. And the first ratio, it is given to you x1 over 45. Now it is equal to 2 over 9. But by cross multiplying, we will find the value of x1. x1 into 9 equals to 2 into 45. So x1, it is 2 into 45 over 9. 9 5s. So x1, it is 2 5s are 10. So beta first missing value here in this table, x1, it is 10. Now I find the second value, that is y1, right? Now I equate second and third, and 26 over y1, because it is equal to now this again simplest ratio, that is 2 over 9. Now again I do the cross multiply. I will get 26 into 9, it is 2 into y1. Now 26 into 9, it is divided by 2 and I will get y1. 2 1s are and 2 3s are. Now 13 9s are 170. It is beta your y1. This is your second missing value in the table. Now the third missing value is x2. This is your beta second missing value. The third missing value is x2 over 180. It is again equals to the ratio 2 over 9. Again do the cross multiply. x2 into 9, it is 2 into 180. x2, it is 2 2 into 180. 9, divide these values. 9 2s are and 20 into 2, I will get 40. So the x2 it is 40. By putting these values in the table, you can complete this table. Now, x1 is beta 10 over 45. Second one is 16 over 72. Third, the missing value I will find. Second one is 26, and y1 it is 170, and fourth one it is x2, and that is 40 over 180. So in this way you can complete the table. Sum number 4 of exercise 10.1 is a car travels 432 km on 48 liters of petrol. How far would it travel on 20 liters of petrol? Now, let us suppose the distance traveled in 20 liters of petrol be x kilometer. But first of all, we make a table. In the first row, I write down the distance traveled. And it's also written here, that is in kilometer. And in the second row, I write down the quantity of petrol. And you everybody know the quantity of petrol, it is in a liter. Now, according to the statement, when the car covers 432 km, then it requires the petrol 48. Now, when the quantity of petrol is less, that is, it decreases from 48 to it becomes about 20. It means it covers a less distance, because whenever the quantity of petrol is decreases, then vehicle it covers a less distance. So I write down less quantity of petrol, less distance. So it is direct proportion. Now I write down 432 over 48. It is x over 20. By cross multiplying, we will find the value of x. 432 into 20, it is x into 48. Now 432 into 20 over 48, it is x. Now let us do the cutting. You know 4 5s and 4 12s. Again I will do the cutting in the table of 2. That is 6 2s are 12 beta, 6 7s are 42, 6 2s are. Again 2 divides 72 in the table of 36, 236. Now 36 multiplied by 5, we will get 180. So distance travel is 180 km. Right? Now the sum number 5 is Sophie types 108 words in 6 minutes. How many words would she type in half an hour? Half an hour means 30 minutes. More times and more words she will type. So let us write here, let Sophie types words in half an hour. Beta, half an hour it means 30 minutes. Everybody know. Half an hour it is equal to 30 minutes. And let us suppose the word types in half an hour, it is x. Now again, first of all, I will draw the table, and in the first column I will write down the words. And here time, and time I measure in minutes. Time it is in minutes beta. Now according to the statement, Sophie types 108 words and time 6 minutes she will take. Now in the second column I have to find the words, that is x. In how many minutes? In 30 minutes. More time, more words she will type. Right? More time, more words she will type. So it is direct variation. And you know, in the direct variation, both ratios are equal. 108 over 6, it is x over 30. Do the cross multiplication. 108 into 30, it is x into 6. Now 108 into 30, it is divided by 6. You will get x. Now 65, sorry. Now 108, it is when multiplied by x, we will get x, it is 540 words. So it means Sophie types 540 words, right? Sum number 6 is a photograph of bacteria enlarged 50,000 times attained a length of 5 centimeter. What is the actual length of bacteria? If the photograph is enlarged 20,000 times only, then what would be its enlarged length? There are two things which we have to find. There is a photograph of a bacteria and its length. First of all, its length, it is given to you 5 centimeter and its enlargement is given 50,000 times. Now, in the first part, we have to find actual length of the bacteria. Actual length means no enlargement. And if there is no enlargement, then in that case, we have to find the actual length. When no enlargement means 1. Its value is 1. Then in that case, you have to find the actual length, and that I will take x. Now, in second part, photograph is enlarged 20,000 times. Now its values decreases from 50,000 to 20,000. So the length of the bacteria, it also decreases, right? So let us take, in that case, the length of bacteria be 1. Now there are two parts. Now in first part, let us take actual length of bacteria. It is x. More enlargement, more length, and less enlargement, less length. So according to the direct variation, write down first of all, it is direct variation. According to the direct variation, their ratios are equal, that is 5 over 50,000. It is x over 1. Now do the cross multiply. 5 into 1. It is x into 50,000. Now beta 5 divided by 50,000. It is equal to x. 5 cancel 5, 50,000, and we will get 1 over 10,000. Right? So x, it is 1 over 10,000, which means 1 over 10 raised to power 4. And it means 10 raised to power minus 4. According to the law of experiment, we know 1 over x raised to power m. It is x raised to power minus m. So, what is the actual length of the bacteria is? So, write down actual length of bacteria. It is 10 raised to power minus 4 centimeter. Now, we will come to the second part. Now, again, it is a direct relation because enlargement now decreases from 50,000 to it become 20,000. It is again a direct variation. Now, you equate these two ratios, first one with third one, 5 over 50,000. It is y over 20,000. Now, I have to find the value of y here by doing the cross multiply. 5 into 20,000, it is y into 50,000. 5 into 20,000, it is divided by now 50,000. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros which are cancel out with each other. 5 cancel with the 5. You are left with the 2. So y, it is a 2 centimeter. So the second part is enlarged length is, so enlarged length of bacteria, it is 2 centimeters. Sum number 9 is, if two cardboard boxes occupy 500 centimeter cube space, then how much space is required to keep 200 such boxes. Now beta, we have to find out the space. Let us suppose the space required for 200 boxes, it will be x centimeter cube. Space required means volume you have to find out, and the units of volume, it is always in cube. Now draw the table, write down in the first row boxes and in the second row space required, and its unit centimeter cube. Now according to the statement beta, the boxes are 2 and its space is 500 centimeter cube. Now the boxes increases from 2 to 200. Now there are 200 boxes. More boxes, more space. We have to find the space and let it be x. First of all, write down more boxes, more space required. So it is direct proportion or variation to same thing. Now according to the direct proportion, equate these two ratios. 2 over 500, it is 200 over x. Do the cross multiply. 2 into x, it is 200 into 500, and find the value of x. 200 into 500 over 2. 2 divides 200. At the table of 100, now multiply 100 into 500, we will get 50,000 centimeter cube. So space required is this much. For 200 boxes is 50,000 centimeter cube. Now beta, the next sum is 10 sum. At a particular time, the length of a shadow of a Qutub Minar, whose height is 72 meter, is 80 meter. What will be the height of the electric pole? The length of whose shadow at the same time is 1000 centimeter. Now here you have to find out the height of the pole. So let us suppose the height of pole be x meter. We take each unit in meter here. Now draw the table. In the table beta, in the first row, we will take height and its unit then also in meter. And in the second row, I will take the length of shadow. Its units are also in a meter. Now according to the statement, first data it is given to you of a Qutub Minar. The height of Qutub Minar, it is 72 meter and its shadow it is 80 meter. Now you have to find the height of the electric pole. Height, let it be taken x, and its shadow at the same time it is given to you 1000 centimeter. But you have to convert it into the meter. At 1 centimeter, it is equal to 1 over 100 meter. So I divided with 1000 to 100. It becomes 10 meter. Okay? Now write down length of the shadow. First of all is 80. Then of this is the electric pole. Its shadow is 10 meter. Less the shadow, less will be the height of pole. So it is direct variation. Now again we equate these two ratios. 72 over 80, it is x over 10. Again do the cross multiply. 72 into 10, it is x into 80. So 72 into 10 over 80, it is x. 0 cancel with 0. 8 9s are missing. So x, it is equal to 9. So write down height of shadow, height of electric pole. Height of electric pole, it is 9 meter.